What's up, guys? It's Jetbuster. We're back at it again. So while you were gone, I got really bored, and I decided to boost a fair amount of my characters because we have less than a week left for Walker to come out, and I'm trying to get through the main storyline as fast as I possibly can. So I upgraded my my machinist class to level 70, so I can kind of, get where I want to be. And I'm telling you right now, I love the class. I also, just as kind of like a side note, I also upgraded a few other classes because I needed to get it done, just in case if I get bored. So like, I have now Ninja, Black Mage, and Astrologer. I needed to get a healer really bad. I wanted one, and I might do another race change because I don't know. I'm feeling the vibe with a cat, but at the same time I'm not. So it's kind of one of those things where it's like, but no matter. So we're gonna go ahead and continue the storyline upon where we originally left off. So let's see. We were at the two sides of a coin. I'm not sure exactly where that is. Oh yeah, that's right. We killed the one guy, and then we were getting introduced to the Warriors of Darkness. That's where we were at. We killed this wannabe priest guy who's protecting Maruda for a particular reason. So, but we're gonna go pick up the quest really quick. We're gonna continue the main storyline. I just love the effects and stuff of the class. Like, check this out, guys. Look. Tremendous different sound. Check this one out. It's just so good. So good, man. Anyway, let's treat the Alphanaut. Alrighty. Forgive me, this is neither the time nor the place for idle introspection. The knights can appraise Lord Edmund of our success, and we, the Lord Commander, more importantly, I should like to see if my sister's condition has improved. You may take a moment for yourself if you wish. I will be at the congregation. Nice. Yeah, also, Alphanaut's sister is poisoned, which kind of sucks, because pretty important. No matter though. We'll do what needs to be done to make sure that everything goes the way that it needs to be. As long as the story goes that way, but let's go to the Forgotten Heights section. And let's go check on her. On our boys, sorry, Eric. It brings me joy to see you safely return to us, Jetbuster. What news from Zeratol? Then we were not too late. On behalf of Ishgard, I offer you my deepest thanks. As for we who remained behind, Mistress Ustula has been tending to Mistress Aseli in your absence, and I am pleased to report that she has regained consciousness. I imagine you have many questions, especially given your recent encounter with the Warriors of Darkness. I know I do. Come, let us show you to her room. Do not worry, her condition is much improved. She is a resilient one, much like her brother.
Alize, how are you feeling?
Well enough, brother. Thanks to the kindness of our hosts. They told me you had departed for Zelfatol while I was still abed. I slept much better knowing that. Thank you.
I take it your mission was a success.
As if we needed any further confirmation that they are in league with the Ascians. But to save another world? I think not.
I too thought his story fanciful at first. But it is possible there may be a kernel of truth in all of this. At the very least, none of his claims contradict the word's account.
You were following these people, Alize. Why?
During my travels, I had oft enjoyed tales of the Scions and their exploits. But after a time, I began to hear whispers of a gifted and theretofore unknown band of adventurers. Adventurers who had supposedly sworn to travel the realm slaying primals in the Scion's stead.
The Warriors of Darkness. And in the course of investigating these rumors, you stumbled upon the Ascians' involvement.
Yes, exactly.
Forgive me, but if these Warriors of Darkness mean to bring about another calamity, to what end do they hunt primals?
To prompt an escalation. To deepen the beast tribe's feelings of helplessness and despair, and thereby drive them to summon ever more powerful gods. And lest we forget, these events do not occur in isolation. With their patron deities being slain left and right, the news of man's victory over Nidhogg must surely have sown panic in the minds of the beastmen. 'Tis no wonder they wish to defend themselves.
Power answered with greater power, death with more death. A vicious cycle fueled by fear and hatred. I know it's like all too well.
Indeed. The Ascians sow discord and desperation, and the Warriors of Darkness reap the harvest. And so it continues. Yet that is not the extent of their ambitions. The Ascian himself observed that once the powerless realize that the old gods have failed them, they will have little recourse but to look to a new one.
We cannot let that happen.
It should come as no surprise, but Alize and I have uncovered evidence that the Ascians have been manipulating certain parties to ensure that a constant stream of crystals flows into the hands of the beast tribes. If we sever these supply lines, we should at least be able to slow the escalation.
Agreed. Kral and I shall journey to Zelfatol and learn what we can of the Ixal's source.
Then I, for my part, pledge to lead a similar investigation into the origin of the Nath supply.
Sir Emmerich?
As a member of the Eorzean Alliance, Ishgard is honor bound to play an active role in maintaining the security of the realm. You might also say that I have some personal motivation, given the Ascians' dealings with my father. However, I make no secret of the fact that my knowledge of primal beings is scant at best. As such, I should be most grateful if one of your order were to assist me.
Allow me, Sir Emmerich. I have dealt with the Nath before.
Let us consult with Orianja then. Given his dedication to the study of primal beings, I should be surprised if he could not tell us something of value.
Allow me to accompany you, brother. And before you think to refuse, know that I am not the girl I once was. I shall not be a burden. You have my word.
But Alize, you... You are more than welcome. After all, it was you who set us upon this path.
Wait a minute. I'm afraid I can't allow you to leave just yet. Not until you try on the new outfit I prepared for you.
Oh, would I be right in assuming that you have not spoken with my sister since one of the memorial services, was it? By the 12, it seems a lifetime ago. I should like to think we have both grown since then. My apologies for keeping you waiting. Right then, shall we be off? Tatsu never ceases to impress, though for a moment I feared she might furnish you with an identical outfit. Praise the hope she did not. Mother and father are rather too fond of making us wear matching clothes. Do you remember the first time at the stadium when the girl of yours crept up behind me in the hall and whispered? Sister, please, she was not my, can we not have this conversation in front of the warrior flight? So be it, another time perhaps. It is an honor, Chepo, sir. I realize we are barely acquainted, but having heard so much about you, it hardly feels that way. Ah yes, the carriage that so fortuitously arrived to spirit us away from at the bank. The driver informed me that I had my sister to thank for his presence in Uda. How did you know to send help? Oh, drunken brassblades are even less discreet than silver ones. Unfortunately, by the time I learned of the plot, it was too late to do anything more. Frankly, I'm still amazed Bertamont managed to find you. New garments aside, I must say that you seem different, more resolute than when we last met. You have the look of a woman who is ready to fight for the future of Eorzea. To the extent of my abilities, perhaps, but I have no delusion of grandeur, nor will I pretend to have found myself or any such thing. I am here today because I would regret if I wasn't, that is all. Fair enough, let us depart over the waking sands then, and see if your rancor can be of assistance. I do not really like Ranger. Something about him I just don't like. That's fine. Uranger, apologies for calling upon you unannounced. Why, Master Alphenod, would that the scholar had seen fit to grant me knowledge of thy coming, what bringeth thee and thine here this day? The warriors of darkness have returned. Pray allow us to explain. I too have heard tales in recent days of primal beings rising up only to be cast down by forces unknown. Alas, as thou didst observe, this serveth but to spur the beast tribes to pursue their goals with redoubled fervor. We have two objectives at this time: to identify and remove the sources of the beast tribes crystals, and to take direct action to prevent any further summoning rituals from reaching completion. The second is easier said than done, of course. While we were fortunate enough to learn of the Ixal's plans before they came to fruition, I should be surprised if the Warriors of Darkness and the Assassins did not have similar designs elsewhere, of which we have no knowledge. Outward wise to come hither, for this very day I did receive tidings most troubling from across the strait of Melither. O Gomaru Sirith, and there are whispers the Lord of Crags neareth his return. Mere rumors, mark thou but in light of thine own discoveries, thou canst ill afford to turn a deaf ear to their claims. We must ascertain the truth of the matter for ourselves. Let us consult with the Maelstrom Forces station at Camp Overlook, Jetbuster. Thank you for your counsel, Uranger. Pray inform us should we learn aught else. I shall. If I may, Brother Uranger, is there anything else you would like to say? Let's say? If not, then never mind. I only ask because you are normally rather more verbose. Nothing to add. Very well. Or we depart. I wish to make a request. Warriors of Darkness spoke of how the art had the power to break down the barriers between planes, that our worlds might be rejoined. I would ask that you research this for us. Being nowhere near as well read as you, I'm sure I wouldn't know where to begin. That said, I have heard tell of a promising tomb, the Garun Oracles. Maybe you could start there. By thy leave. Camp Overlook, was it? Very well. Like I said, I don't like the guy. I do not like your anger. You've been sitting down here for God knows how long, and you've been very suspicious all the time, bro. Very, very, very suspicious. Seven hells, at this rate I'll have to appeal to Maelstrom Command of reinforcements. Whatever is it, we don't want any. Oh, fancy that, just when my kobold problems look like coming to a head, signs of the Seven Dawn turn up itching to the chin. Bloody brilliant timing is what it is. Right, then let's get to it. So our friendly neighbors in Ugamaro have got more aggressive. of late, just as you said. Matter of fact, our scouts spotted one sniffing about the stores just now, likely looking to make off with an armful of crystals. I'll be down if I'm about to let that happen. Lend a hand and help us search the camp for the little bugger, would you? Great. Great, Alphanite. Our Maelstrom friends seem notably more agitated than when first we arrived. Do you happen to know why that might be? A kobold in the camp, you say? That would appear to corroborate your Anger's information, yes, but to be so reckless as to infiltrate a Maelstrom camp and draw attention to their efforts is passing strange. Well, there will be time to think on this later. For the present, we must do everything in our power to prevent Titan summoning, and that means finding and questioning this kobold. Literally, are hunting for a kobold. You're joking. Oh, one way to do things is go straight to this guy. Yeah, but say there. Let's see. Somewhere up there. Where's this little kobold? One of the scouts said he looked quite small for a kobold. Could he be hiding somewhere like this? So he's small. Who's this little bugger? There's Alphanot. Surely all this commotion cannot have escaped the kobold's notice. If he has any sense, he will attempt to quit this place. Here. Ah. Stay back. Away. Far back. I'm not a... Guys, no use. Pointless. Hopeless. No use. Run, little kobold. Run. Please, don't hurt me. I only wished to talk. Yes, just talk. Run, little kobold, run. Run, Bruce. This was a stupid plan. Stupid. But if I tell no one, then everyone will. Ah, he found me again. What to do? I come in peace, only to talk. Talk. So please do not hurt me. So this is our Willie, Kobold Infiltrator, is it? No wonder the soldiers were on edge. He could very well give one a bruised knee. Zah, we've got him. Fine work, Scions. The little one thought he could sneak into a camp. Did he plan to steal my crystals, were you? No. I came to talk. I asked for help. But when your soldiers saw me, they drew their weapons and shouted, and I... Now, let us all take a deep breath and discuss this like civilized individuals. What is your name, child? Pigman Gabu of the 620th Order. At least, I will be a Pigman one day. Well met, Gabu. I am Alphanon, and this is my sister, LSA. The Jeppus, the man who found you, is our friend, and now that you know our names, we'll be friends too. Now, Commander Boyden here thinks you wanted to take his crystals, Gabu, but you said you came to ask for help. Why to us and not to your own people? What happened, Gabu? Can you tell us? No one is going to hurt you, alright? Now, not while we're here, I promise. The Patriarch, the Patriarch is going to summon the Great Father again, and you have to stop him. Beat him. Fight him. Stop him. Gabu's parents said they didn't want it, along with many others, but the Patriarch wouldn't listen. He was so angry, raging, fuming, angry. He said that if he didn't have iron in their hearts, they would serve as coke for the furnace, and then the guards took my parents and others away, and I haven't seen any of them since. For the furnace. I did not want to believe it, but I have heard tales of fancy fashioned bones of beastmen, which worshippers used in their rituals, hoping to summon more powerful incarnations of their gods. By the 12. That is sickening. No one listens to Gabu, no matter how much he cries, pleads, begs, cries. They do not listen, only talk about punishing the overdwellers and praising the Great Father. Gabu loves the Great Father, but he loves his parents too, so please help Gabu stop the Patriarch and save his parents. Commander, advise Maelstrom Commander that the Titan summoning is imminent. Should the worst come to the worst, we will require their support. Time being of the essence, we three will attempt to infiltrate the Kobold stronghold, secure their crystals, and free from prison. Well, if you're sure, you'll forgive me if I don't seem optimistic. We'll make them ready just in case. I have faith that we may yet stop the ritual. We would surely have detected the associated etheric disturbance had Titan manifested already. But I cannot speak for the prisoners. Both have mercy that they would even contemplate sacrificing their own flesh and blood, uh, brothers and sisters, mothers and, fathers. Time is of the essence. We must see what else Gabu knows and formulate a plan without further delay. Her great father Titan loves crystals, cherishes, covets, loves them, and if we gather enough, he will return. That's why the patriarch told everyone to go forth and gather them. So I was thinking, if we take all the crystals away, maybe the great father won't come. Very good, Gabu. I was just thinking the same thing. Do you know where these crystals are stored? I know. Oh, several spots, each defended by a different order. Gabu wanted to steal them, but he was too afraid to go alone. Yes, too afraid to go alone. But together we can take them away and hide them. Come, Gabu will lead you to the first cache. Okay. You're following the furball. Okay. Got time for this fate. Quickly then. Okay, cache of crystals. You have them all? Good. Lead on, Gabu. This way. Can't believe I'm following this little guy. Short, if you have the crystals, we should move on to the next cache. Did you hear me, brother? It's just that. I'm quite certain that the Great once bore Ishgardian seals. Someone took great pains to remove all traces, but enough remains to make out the pattern. See for yourself. I struggle to imagine kobolds traveling to Orthius to obtain crystals, much less bothering to conceal their origins. I suspect these crystals were smuggled into Valbren by another party, most likely a pawn of the Asians, as has been speculated. I don't understand. Who are the Asians? Do they worship Great Father Titan too? Never you mind about that. As LSA said, we do not have a lot of time. Can you lead us to the next cache, Gabu? Yes, of course. Gabu knows the way. Next one is the last, and it's very large, very big, very huge, very large. Okay. Little buddy. Let us do what needs to be done. First off, this has gotta go. Gotta go. Though you cast about for a time, you see no sign of crystals. Found it. What about you? Any luck? Nothing. But this cannot be. Gabu saw them. Spotted. Saw. Think, brother, think. They must have moved them. Yes, the question is where to and why. Within tomorrow, where they summon Titan unless we were need to do so again. It is the only explanation. What about Mother and Father and the others? We have to help them. And we will, Gabu. We will. Stay calm. We still have time. They have yet to call the remaining crates, yes? If they had, then they would have found the other crates, caches empty and sounded the alarm. Nevertheless, I believe the time for stealth has passed. We must reach the navel and seize the remaining crystals. There is no other way to prevent Titan summoning. But first, give me your crystals that I might deliver them into the Commander of Lloyd's custody. We dare not take them into the bowels of the mountain. The crystals, if you would be so kind. We do. Thank you. I should deliver them to Camp Overlook for safekeeping and brave Commander will in the situation. Right, go on ahead. As I recall, there is an Etherite from our mines. I should deliver to the naval. Probably doubtless knows the way. Wait for me there. I shall rejoin you. Strange. I would have thought you. But if this is what you prefer, Godspeed. This way. Alright, Gabba. Chill, bro. Hey. Out of my way. I got time for that. I take it this is the Etherite we speak, right then? As soon as Alphanon arrives, we go. I trust you're feeling some heroic, Jeppa, so there's no telling what sort of resistance we face. Quickly, you plods briskly, swiftly, quickly. I will not suffer for any further delays. Lay down your arms and surrender. We have your crystals. There will be no summoning this day. Overdwellers here, but how did you... Where are my parents, Patriarch? Where are they? Father? Coke for the furnace, you monster. How could you? Aye. We are but servants of the Lord of Crags. We are his, that he may drink of our blood and partake of our flesh, that he might draw upon the strength of his children, defend them from the tyranny of dwellers. Well, at least not yet. I understand, Patriarch, I do. Your fear, your anger, your hate. We do anything to protect your people, anything to deliver them from despair, whatever it takes to ensure that those who threaten you can never do so again. But if your single-minded pursuit of this objective, you have brought a suffering of your own on kith and kin, you have sacrificed the lives of the very people you sought to protect. But it need not be this way. Patriarch renounced the bloody the course. Cease your attempts to summon your god and work with us together to build a lasting peace. Another piece to be abandoned at the Overdweller's convenience. Oathbreakers, all of you, liars, betrayers, oathbreakers. You take and you take, you take and you take and you take, and when you have had your fill, you sue for peace. You promise that this time is the last until you grow hungry again. When you dare to defend, and when we dare to defend ourselves, you declare that this beast tribe cannot be suffered to live, that our God drains the land of ether and brings not but suffering, death, destruction, suffering upon us all. I will hear no more lies from you and yours, Overdwellers. You've ruined your own lands. You'll not ruin ours. I said I'd come for you, and I did. I'm here. I'm here. Say something, please. 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 Oh, goodness gracious. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up. Wake up. Holy smokes. Seven hells. Here, here, I'm here. Alphanod, leave him to me. We must away. By the 12, how could I be so foolish? I should have known better than to let Gabu accompany us, given that we were like to find. His anguish and despair have served to birth a primal just as surely as with the supplications of the faithful. Worse, being born of such tumultuous emotion, this incarnation of the Titan seems capable of naught but violence. If you have one cause of optimism, is that while many crystals were presented, they represented but a fraction of the quantity intended for the summoning ritual. Meaning the Titan must be far weaker than planned. Be that as it may, he is yet a primal, and the longer we leave him to lead the land of ether, the stronger he will grow. And should Titan be permitted to leave Ugamaru, more lives will be lost. The Maelstrom will rally their troops, and the cycle will continue. Jepuster, you know what must be done. Face Lord of Cracks once more. I will. Thank you, my friend. Alice and I will tend to Gabu when you have finished with the Primal, look for us in Camp Overlook. We will be expecting you. Oh my goodness gracious. Naval Hard Moon. I can do this. Slade, Han Solo style. There he is. Did not tell you. Did I not tell you who returned safe and sound? The deed is done. Then Titan is no more. Good then. There has been enough tragedy this day. He's been like this, like that since he regained consciousness. We believe he can hear us, but he has made no attempt to respond. He is almost certainly still in shock, but we cannot discount the possibility that he succumbed to the Primal's influence, should that prove to be the case. He must be put to death like any other thrall, such as the Alliance's policy, yes? You have the right of it. But we must not rush to the conclusions. After all, we once feared that Yasali's followers were beyond reason, and many have since laid down their arms and accepted Ishgard's peace. We can but watch, wait, and pray. There is not to be gained from dwelling on an eventuality over which we have no control, much less which may never even come to pass. Let us turn to more immediate matters, informing Commander Bloden of Titan's demise, for example. You may be certain that he will be glad of the news. Would you be so kind as to break it to him? You're a sight for sore eyes. Oh, when the others came back without you, I feared the worst, but they said you had matters well in hand. All settled then? I'm glad to hear it, but not half as glad as my men will be. Believe you me, regardless of whether or not he was summoned properly, a primal's a primal, and there's a soul in the maelstrom that hasn't lost a friend to one. Don't get me wrong, like, we were all prepared to do our part, but we weren't so naive as to think we lived to tell the tale. Thankfully, of course, it didn't come to that, which, my friend, sounds to me like cause for celebration. Now, I know you have a lot of places to be, but why not stay the night? We'd be honored to raise a glass to the triumphant return of the Titan's Bane.
Who goes there? Oh, it's you. Forgive me for straying from the camp. He hasn't been feeling too welcome, to say the least. I thought a change of scenery might do him good. But, alas. so quiet out here. The stars spread out before us, beckoning across time and space. Dawn may banish even the darkest night. How bitterly beautiful, those words. I should be stronger for all my experiences, yet my heart aches more than ever. I never understood why Grandfather gave his life that day. I thought that if I came here, I would find the answers I needed. But when I finally laid eyes on the land he sacrificed everything to save, saw firsthand the bickering, the pettiness, I was disappointed. I was angry. I could not fathom how these people were more deserving of his love than his family, than me. Nevertheless, I had to believe he had good reason. I was determined to uncover the whole truth of the calamity and, perhaps in so doing, find my own purpose in this sea of chaos. My travels have been enlightening, but I cannot say that I have enjoyed them. I have lost count of the many petty crises that I was helpless to resolve and of the people whose actions I could not understand. There were others, of course. Good people. People with whom I felt a kinship, whose lives I could not save. I found myself asking what it was all for. Why try if I was doomed to fail in the end? But then I recalled Grandfather's words to my father, years ago, before he left Charlayan behind forever. To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, it is indolence. We must all protect that which we hold most dear in the manner of our own choosing. We have to try, do we not? Of course, it's one thing to try and another to do. There were times while I was tracking the warriors of darkness when I faltered, when I was afraid. But then I thought of my brother, of Urianger. Oh, pray forgive me. This conversation has been rather one-sided, hasn't it? He is quite a man, the Lord Commander. I shall have to thank him for his kindness. Truth be told, I was rather taken aback by it all. Given Ishgard's famous love of foreigners, I was half expecting the Kyrugians to berate me for bleeding. But I never heard an unkind word. Everyone there seemed relatively open and friendly, in fact, thanks in no small part to your tireless efforts, I suspect. The hopes and dreams of so many rest on your shoulders, Warrior of Light. As long as the sun rises, we can but carry on, for the sake of those we hold dear.
To what end dost thou cling to the tainted gifts of the Mother?
Every tool has its purpose. Even this. Well, what is it?
The seeds sown in Vilbrand have been plucked from the earth and left to wither. Alas, Titan's demise sufficed not to drive the kobolds to deepest desperation.
What did the man in white have to say?
That we are to proceed as he did first set forth.
Well, that's easy for him to say. It's not his bloody world on the brink of destruction, is it?
Be thou well reminded that with an end to Ishgard's unrest, naught now remaineth to preoccupy the Scion's thoughts, and thus may they devote their every energy to thwarting thee and thine. I foresee only greater difficulties ahead.
Foresee? Are you sure you don't welcome them? I'm starting to think you might hold a candle for your old friends after all.
Pray do not mistake mine intent. I but look upon the path which lieth before us with due trepidation. Shouldst thou be of like mind, pray consider then another course. For the power to invoke the ardor belongeth not unto the Ascians alone. With thine own hand strike down thine enemy, the so-called hero who would see thy home lost to light. Do but this, and thou wouldst at a single stroke disrupt the all too delicate balance of this realm, plunging her straightways into chaos.
You do realize what you're suggesting, yes?
To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, it is indolence. The words of my teacher, and a creed I hold close to my heart.
Very well. Draw him out. We'll make it quick.
It shall be done. What good a creed one cannot uphold? What hurts soothed? What lives saved? Oh, hapless fool, what hast thou wrought by thine own hands? Minfilia, my friends, I shall not now beg your forgiveness. Full deeply though it paineth me to walk it, I shall not stray from my chosen path. As Moonbreeder remains steadfast, so too shall I.
Told you I didn't like this guy. Did not like this guy at all. So this guy is just literally committing, like, murder on us to try to save their world and something else in between, which doesn't make a bit of sense. Well, oh, Jippos, I trust you had a good night's rest. I was but this moment speaking with Thancred and Ystula via Link Pro. They had some interesting news to share. Apparently, during the course of the respective investigations, both came across crates which had borne Ishgardian seals. It would seem that someone in the capital has been very busy indeed. Accordingly, the Temple Knights have launched a full-scale investigation. Sir Emmerich believes that it is only a matter of time before the culprits are found, but we shall have to wait and see. In the meantime, it seems only prudent to look into the recent activities of the other tribes in case they too are aflush with Ishgardian crystals. And with that in mind, I suggest we pay your anger another. Wait, where is Alice? She was here a moment ago with Gabu. What are you doing, Alice? Ah, let me guess, it's time to leave, is it? My apologies for disappearing again. If it is any conclusion, I have already packed my things. How is he? Brother Commander Bloden, something tells me you are not solely here out of concern for his welfare. But to answer your question, there has been no change. He will not speak or eat. I'm not even sure if he slept. If he did, he seems none the better for it. He just shuffles about with the same expression on his face. You will look after him, won't you, Commander, and treat him with every kindness? He's still in there, I know, but beneath the anguish and the despair, he's still fighting with all of his heart. He deserves to be given that chance until he comes back to us, until we know for certain what has become of him. You needn't worry. If he hadn't risked his neck to warn us and help you secure the better part of the crystals, this would have turned out a damn sight worse than it did. We'll soon forget that, nor will Maelstrom command. I'm so sorry, Gabu. I truly am. You should never have been made to. I know I cannot possibly understand. Mayhap there is nothing I can say or do. The pain, the anger, the helplessness. Hold fast to the memories of better times. Remember them as they were. And when it hurts so much your heart feels to burst, let it burst. Let it burst and fill up again with your love for them and never forget. Come along, little one. I will remember them, and you, alas, Sealy, thank you. Have faith, sister. Your words have reached him. In time, he will recover. Those who orchestrated these events will be made to answer for their crimes. A 1,000 times over, eh? There will be a reckoning. Beneath the star-filled sky, return to the waking sands. We've heard the glad tidings from Ugamaru, my friends. By the grace of the 12 and your most valiant efforts, the people of Laminsa Lamasia may rest easy. I should like to think so, yes. Though we failed to prevent the Lord of Crags from manifesting, we did succeed in weakening him, enabling our friend to dispatch him before the warriors of darkness could make matters worse. It was by no means an unmitigated success, but it will have to suffice. Then let us speak of another matter, one which weighed heavily on my lady's mind. And thou, as thou requestest, I sought out the Garun oracles that we might better understand the aims of the warriors of darkness. Though their copious use of allegory defineth any single interpretation, the oracles paint a most disturbing picture, one of worlds parallel to our own, apart yet linked, reduced to ruin with every umbral calamity. 7 times have they succeeded, then of 10 and 3, only 6 worlds remain. Alas, as my lady Menphilia, all is my lady Menphilia spake unto thee. As for what becometh of these reflections, when they and the source are rejoined, frail flesh undone in umbral fires, each soul sundereth to her call to flow unto the endless sea, there to endure as one and none. And if the warriors of darkness succeed, everyone in the world will die. In essence, the verse speaketh of the renunciation of the flesh and the subsequent return of the life stream. However, this fate may yet be preferable to the alternative, for if the first were to fall into transcendent light in the manner of the warriors of darkness described, it would give way to a void wherein none may know either life or death. For far better to die, they reason, for in death there is life. The essence of the soul which returneth unto the source may be born anew, saved such at least is their belief, I summarize. That is true, then gods, no one should ever have to make such a choice. We speak further on this subject. I would share with thee another recent discovery. It seemed that several sizable shipments of crystals have been delivered into the hands of certain Alamegan parties. Almegans, strange, and you believe this to be the work of the same Ishgardian smugglers who supplied the beast tribes? I know beyond a shadow of doubt, unless thou wonder at their motive, I would remind you that the Asians did once attempt to bring about the summoning of Relgar. The individuals who took receipt of these shipments are refugees belonging to a group devoted to the cause of the Almegian liberation. It may also interest thee to know that their Ishgardian suppliers appear to be none other than the remnants of the Elaine Ronali's network of spies. Surely you jest, and yet it is not so surprising. Bereft of leadership and hunted by the Alliance, I can well imagine such villains being desperate enough to conspire with the Asians, assuming that they even know or care who their new employers are. All of which is irrelevant. Forgive me, we must seek out the resistance group who received the crystals without delay, Jetbuster. Alice, will you come with me to Little Alamingo? Yes, of course. I should like to hear what they have to say for themselves firsthand. May you ever walk in the light of the crystal. Alphanot, Alice, Jefferson, are you there listening? Good, I have tidings. The Temple Knights raided the smugglers' warehouse less than an hour ago. A cursory interrogation of the prisoners yielded confirmation that they were in the employ of, and I hope you are sitting down, a man in black robes. Then you have them, and the crystals too? What few remained, regrettably, it would seem they dispatched one final shipment in hours before we struck. 'Twas bound for Little Alamigo. We are told where it is to. It will be received by members of the local resistance group. Sir Aramic's men no longer have need of my services. I have a mind to head that way. As do we, by happy coincidence, we learned of the shipments but a few moments ago. And there I was thinking I might finally be one step ahead of the Warrior of Light and his little helpers. Wait a moment. There is more, and I defy you not to be surprised by this revelation. The leader of the Ishgardian smugglers was formerly in the employ of one of Eli Renali, the infamous Ivy herself. Once again, Thancred, I fear I must inform you that. Thancred, with whom else have you shared this information? About the smugglers? No one. As I think I mentioned, the raid was less than an hour ago. I was planning to contact Yustula next, but is there someone else you would have me notify first? No, there isn't. Alright guys, let me go use the restroom really quick. Give me 1 second here. Well, what in the world has gotten into her? It is twice now that we have sought Uranger's aid, and twice she has treated him as if he were a stranger. The Archon was one of Grandfather's most dedicated pupils and spent as much time as the Lavier estate as we did. He's particularly a member of the family. Truth be told, I struggle to recall a day from my childhood when I did not see the three of them laughing together. If this continues, I may have to raise the matter later, although little amigo awaits. Because your sister's right, bro. This little man is not who he says he is. I will get to the bottom of this. Oh, forgive me, it has been a long day. Did you have something to say? Ranger, I've always struggled to understand what's going on in his head, now more than ever. Listen, Jetbuster, if anything should happen, it should be me who just know that I'm prepared to do what must be done. Right then, to more pressing matters, since we have no idea when Thankarin might arrive, I suggest we see what information we can gather in his absence. So to review, we are reliably informed that members of the Alamigo resistance operating here have taken receipt of several large shipments of crystals, our task being to certain why. Given the size of the settlement, I find it hard to believe that anyone here could be wholly unaware of the resistance movements. The challenge, of course, will be finding individuals who are both able and willing to share such information with outsiders. It would seem sensible to divide our forces, Jetbuster. Why don't you question the residents in the eastern half of town, Alice, and I will do the same in the west, and afterwards we can run of us here to share our findings. Let me guess, come to join the fight, have you? No need to deny it, friend. You're not the first to answer to Griffin's call. Well, he's lit a fire in every Alamingo's heart. He's also inspired more than a few Uldens to pledge themselves to the cause, and little wonder the Garleans won't stop until we're all under review. I see you there going around asking questions, looking for the Griffin as I'll bet. Seems they're the talk of little amigo these days. Folk wondering what he's about and what he's got in store for the Garleans and what's under that mask of his, of course. Some say he's hardly got a face, and with all the scars, others reckon he's been marked for death by the Empire, and they send a bloody legion if they knew he was there. Your guess is as good as mine. Yeah, that don't make a bit of sense. What world could this be? I think it's good. Well, Talon. The resistance, damned if I know. It's not as if I'll be any use to them. If you set store by all these tales of secret weapons, good luck to you, but I'm too old for the masks, bedtime stories. This is our lot, and it's time we got used to it. I suppose I should ask what you learned, but I think I already know. The Griffin seems to be the leader of a newly formed faction within the Resistance, the Masks. Yet despite their growing popularity, no one seems to know much about them, only that they are the most aggressively militant group to join the movement in recent memory. Indeed, many claim their commitment to the cause of the Alamigon liberation is unraveled. We can but hope their revolutionary fervor is never channeled in the direction of primal. Though I feel confident that this is the group which received the crystal shipments, we yet lack proof. Before taking any action, I would speak with the settlement elder to confirm suspicions. I may have enlist his help while I am about it. Given that you and Runabald are already acquainted, maybe it would be best if you took the lead, shall we? Do that. Talk to the old man, shall we? Much as it pleases me to see you again, Jefferson, I cannot help but wonder if I should be worried. I hear you and yours have been asking questions. Griffin, I know of him, as do we all. He and his masks have become a leading faction within the Resistance. Though there was suspicions at first, given his secretive ways, he quickly provided himself a charismatic and capable commander. Men are drawn to his passion and his vision. They truly believe that he has what it takes to lead them to victory. Even I cannot help but admire the man for what he's accomplished, but I have not forgotten Wilrid. I was blind to the danger of his ambitions, and you were not. The Griffin will soon deliver a speech to our people at the Sunken Temple of Horn. Go and see him with your own eyes, weigh his words with your own heart. How convenient. 'Tis but a pity Thinkert is not here to join us. You two go on ahead. I shall stay behind and wait for him. Has it begun already? I hear voices coming from within.
Brothers and sisters, 20 years ago, Alamigo, our home, was claimed by the Garlean Empire. In our haste to overthrow the King of Ruin, we turned a blind eye to our foes in the north. With our glorious revolution, we but laid a path for a new tyrant to succeed the old. And when confronted with our failure, we fled. Not a day goes by that I do not think of those we left behind. Think of them and feel ashamed. And I know each and every one of you feels the same. We abandoned them, our own flesh and blood, to labor till their backs gave in and their breath gave out, building the twisted steel ramparts which now mar our once majestic mountains. We abandoned them, the brave and true, to fight and die for their country, or worse, to be conscripted and sent off to rob another poor bastard of his home. We abandoned them, the meek and powerless, to bow and scrape when the Garleans pass, to sully themselves that they might live to see another day of misery. The Black Wolf may be dead, but a new Imperial Viceroy reigns in Alamigo now. A beast not a fraction as merciful. You all know the Eorzean Alliance will do naught to oppose him. For all their promises and platitudes, they will not act if there's no profit in it. Only we can free our brothers and sisters from the Empire's tyranny, my friends. Only we have the courage to stand and fight. They have imprisoned us. They have enslaved us. And they have murdered us. But no more! Blood demands blood, and the Garleans shall pay for every drop they have spilt upon our lands. This I promise you, for we have a power within us, my friends. A power befitting our pride, our righteousness. Only join us, and we shall grant you the means to unleash it, and together we shall see the Alamigan standard raised over the mountains of Gia Arbania once more!
A power befitting their pride. Not at all ominous, that. Wait, is that...
What are you two doing here?
I could ask you the same thing.
Well, this is quite the surprise.
Hold up. Hold up. I gotta look at something real quick. I don't remember Papalamo's eyes being that color. 1 second. I gotta look. Yep, that's not Papalamo. Sure, hold up. I thought Papalamo had different color eyes. Maybe I'm just rethinking. Whatever.
If you see what I see, if you feel as I feel...
Might I suggest we continue this conversation in more agreeable surroundings?
For it is not strength of arms that will win this battle, but strength of heart.
Second, guys. Though it was pretty obvious you and Jepasa would be fine. The Crystal Braves never had a realistic chance of capturing any of the Scions, divided as they were and distrusted by the better parts of Eorzea. But if you truly believe that, forgive me, what exactly have you two been doing all this time? Repaying a favor. After the banquet, we had no choice but to flee Uda, and we would not have been able to do so without the aid of some old friends from the Resistance. That's right. They smuggled us out of the city and sheltered us in Little Almigo, all at great risk to themselves. Obviously, we couldn't let that go unacknowledged, so we offered to help them with their operations for a while. When we learned of the Scion's exornation, that Lolorito had served all the ties with the Crystal Braves, and that General Rubenon had been reinstated, we resolved to make contact. But having long since discarded our link rolls as a precautionary measure, our options were rather limited. To make matters more complicated, we were embroiled in a delicate operation at the time, leaving me with little choice but to entrust a letter to a courier. I gather from your puzzled expressions, however, that you never received it. To be honest, we thought this might happen. While the masks are happy to let the refugees spread the word within the community, they're pretty strict about communicating with outsiders. Oh, and we also heard a rumor that the Griffin doesn't want us meddling in his affairs. The Griffin mistrusts the signs of the Seventh Dawn? Curious, if it is well known that we are no friends to Garlemald, one would think the man would saw beseeching all and sundry to join his cause would welcome our support. I should say that the man you saw was not in fact the Griffin, but an impersonator, a talented rabble-rouser to boot, which would not surprise me if he were responsible for the majority of these public appearances. As you may have gathered, the Griffin is an extremely cautious and distrusting man who has made every effort to conceal his identity. Even when he participated in a raid under his direct command, we were not permitted to approach him. It's hard to know what to make of it all. The secrecy, the impersonators, the masks. What? It's not as if I'm making all of you wear one, and mine only covers half my face. It's completely different. Anyway, when he heard the Griffin was due to give a speech, we thought it might be a good opportunity to get a better sense of the man behind the man. For all the good it did. And now you have heard the whole of it, but tell me, what prompted you to take an interest in the Griffin? Summoning, you're not serious? I can't believe it. The Resistance would never even entertain such a ridiculous plan. But the Griffin, well, the man is an enigma. I cannot say with any confidence what he would do. What I can say, however, is that the speech we heard today was not the first to make reference to a power capable of defeating the Empire. The masks have made many such claims of late. I confess I have assumed it to be mere bluster, but in the context of the shipments of which you spoke, it is not impossible that you are alluding to a crown. Whatever it is, we'll find out together, and if anyone tries to stop us, they'll answer to me. Indeed, that is assuming you'll have us. If, as you suspect, the Griffin is indeed plotting to summon a primal, we must needs to obtain confirmation where there is yet time to act to that, and I propose we question his double. Given his role as the group's de facto mouthpiece, I should not be surprised if he were one of the Griffin's closest associates, and while he may not be aware of the most sensitive details, he could probably tell us the mask's plans in broad strokes. Like the man whom he impersonates, however, he is wary of outsiders. He will not expose himself without a suitable incentive. My plan is as follows. You and Alphanod will pose as adventurers fallen on hard times, inspired by his words to take up arms of cause. Ada and I, as members of the Resistance, will recount tales of your past achievements and testify as to your usefulness in the struggles ahead. With our enthusiastic assurances still ringing in his ears, he will decide to vote with you in person. We will arrange a meeting. We will need to look the part that we might maintain the charade until we become cornered, at least. Here, this should be enough to purchase suitable garments Hellbot to have him rub a respectable amount of dirt on them for good measure. Any questions? It all seems simple enough, thank you. And with that, Jeposo, let us be off. To buy what? I don't know what you're up to, but I want no part of it. Sir. Well, you're the ones with the gill, and seeing as your friends powerful, there are 2 Nickon slubs with both of you tailored and are treated to your taste. Now off with you before someone sees us together. Those making the man. Make it the man, as they say. Right then, I will go and change and see you on the spot. Pablo marked on the maps. You need to equip this stuff. I'm joking right now. Honorable hero. Kidding me right now? Why do I have to wear a freaking, like... Really? Shepherds too. Well, look at us, a pair of down at heel adventurers seeking a chance to recapture past glories. Yes, this should suffice. Now we
My thanks, comrades.
Literally, it is Ingrid.
You must be the esteemed adventurers of whom I've heard so much. I understand you have taken an interest in our cause.
A great interest, you might say. Your words have certainly made quite an impression on my friend and I. The Resistance has long, and some would say wisely, avoided open engagements with the Garleans, but you and yours seem confident against the world in arms. I can only assume you have good reason to be so bold. Why, one might even think you are planning to summon a primal. Because that would do much to explain the sizable shipment of crystals you recently received from your smuggler friends, whom our Ishgardian allies have since detained, lest you wonder.
I'd like to hear more about the Griffin. The real Griffin. Your performance earlier didn't fool us.
Ah, the famous scions of the Seventh Dawn. I should have known better than to think I could conceal the truth from you lot. You are right. I am not the Griffin, but I speak with his voice, and it was at his behest that we procured those crystals. You are wrong, however, if you think that we procured them to summon a primal. We used them to reach an accord with the Amalja. In exchange for crystals to summon their god, they will aid us in the fight for Alamegan liberation.
You've got to be joking. Have you gone completely mad? When people find out you helped the Lizardmen summon Ifrit, they'll turn on the Resistance. Alamigo will never be free.
This isn't a fairy tale, girl. We don't have the luxury to play at being honourable heroes. It's because the likes of you wouldn't sully your saintly hands that Alamigo's been under the yoke for the past 20 years. But the Griffin won't stand for it, and neither will we. We're ready to do whatever it takes.
What proof do you have of this arrangement with the Amalja?
What? Aside from a lack of crystals? None. But the beastmen have a great big pile of the things if you fancy looking. You might want to hurry, though. It'll not be long before they summon their god. Search our camp if you don't believe me. We have naught to hide.
If there is a cache to be found, Ida and I will find it.
Then let us be off. Are you perchance the Warrior of Light? Aye, I thought so. You should know that a great many who have joined us did so because you saved them. Because you showed them that one brave man can make a difference. You saved me too once. Helped a friend over in Quarry Mill make some medicine I needed. But that was a lifetime ago. On behalf of my brothers and sisters, I thank you. You gave us hope where there was none, courage and strength when all was lost. We shall not squander your gift.
I know that look, Ida, and I do not like it. You cannot seriously be contemplating taking up arms with that band of cutthroats.
I just...
If the Griffin and his men have their way, it is only a matter of time before the situation in Alamigo comes to a head. Your homeland's future teeters on a knife edge, and any reckless action, however small, could have irrevocable consequences. You mustn't lose sight of that, Ida. When the time comes, we must all make our choices, but we must do so in full possession of the facts. Now, let us away. There is work to be done.
He said, "Do you remember? Forgive me. You cannot be expected to recall every name and face, and besides, it's not as matters. I've long admired how you live in the present, how you focus on the problems at hand, you always keep moving forward. So let us keep moving forward together, Jetbuster. We must find and secure those crystals. There's no time for looking back." One life for one world. If we take the Griffin's double at his word, then the crystals are now somewhere in Sakarhark, ready to be put to use by the Amalja. We must appraise Alice of all we have learned. I will join you both, little amigo, after I have changed. Alright guys, I think we are done for the night. I unfortunately have to get ready for what needs to be done. Work. So far it's been pretty intriguing. A lot of stuff has kind of happened. We know that Uranger is up to something. He's kind of playing double agent. Stopped Garuda from being summoned. We've just done a lot of different things. You know, just a lot of miscellaneous stuff. I feel like the story's kind of been going a little bit all over the place now. Like, we got this person called the Griffin that supposedly is forming their own lawless cult in order to we are stopping primals from being summoned, and we kind of going backwards, not like how we did it previously. You know, we've basically saved the Ishgardian world, Ishgardian people and stuff, killed Nidhogg. There's a lot of different things going on. It's all over the place. But yeah, no, I guess we are, you know, gonna do what needs to be done. We're gonna get off, but I hope you guys have a great day, and peace.